Trey. I'm back for another video, and on this video specifically, it's just a sit down. Just wanted to talk to you guys about how I used an athlete's mindset. I literally was playing a sport from literally when I was a little kid all the way up till I graduated high school, and how I was able to use that mindset to cash collect over seven figures within the past year. And it wasn't an easy road. It wasn't very stable. There's a lot of ups and downs. And that's how it is, going to be in anything that you do in life, whether that's a business that you're starting or just trying to make money online or anything that you do. But I'll show you guys really how I, strategize this, how I use this to my advantage, and how most of these athletes or somebody like you can use this to your advantage as well. You don't only have to be an athlete. You just have to have that mindset that you're willing to work hard, that you're willing to put in the effort that others aren't. And that's really the mindset that you're going to use to your advantage, right? So I got into high ticket sales literally about a year ago in a couple months. And if you don't know what high ticket sales is you're selling for coaches / influencers, people like TGR and Brez. They sell a mentorship on trading, freelance brand scaling, and you're the person that's talking to those leads that are interested in their program. Talk to them, you hop on a call, they end up closing, you get a percentage of that. Very simple concept. And I've tried a bunch of different business models. I've tried Amazon, I've tried drop shipping, all those things, and didn't really end up seeing success with them, and that's why I'm currently not doing them. And I decided to try this out. I mean, I had that mindset to where I knew I could see success if I really put in the hard work. So I got into this, I started doing my research, and I was like, cool. It's sales, of course. So I was, playing basketball. I was always hardworking, and I liked being a leader of a team. I liked always helping out others. I like telling people, hey guys, we need to be doing this. We need to be on top of this, that. And, just being that leader and having that communication skill helped me in sales, which it was a plus, but at the same time, I still wasn't very good at sales. So that's another thing. I just had, the leadership mindset, and that kind of helped me get a little bit, to that next level of why I was able to see success. But anyways, yeah, so I got into the space, I was doing my research, and I just genuinely was curious, I'm seeing all these people make money online, and, why won't I see success if I do it? So I tried it out, and so there's offers that you have to get on, like I mentioned, with TGR and Brez, for example. And I got on my first offer. It was a DM setting offer, so all you have to do is literally text somebody, book them in an appointment. If they end up closing, you get a percentage. So just starting off as DM setting, and yes, it was very simple. I thought I cracked the code. I was literally making 2 to 3K texting on my phone, and I thought, bro, I'm gonna do this forever. And obviously it got cut short. Within a couple months, the offer ended up dying, and now I was up to actually finding an offer that I have to speak on. I have to call people, and I didn't know how to talk. I didn't know how to set somebody. I didn't know how to qualify or anything like that. But the thing is, like I mentioned with an athlete mindset, I use that to my advantage. I researched on YouTube. I talked to and connected with a bunch of people, and I started training. I was like, I need you to help me with this. I need you to help me learn how to qualify. I need you to help me learn how to do discovery. I need you to help me learn for them to show up to these calls. So, day in and day out, for a week straight, for 12 hours every single day, I was literally training, studying on how to become a good setter. And mind you, nobody's willing to put in that effort at all. I rarely know anybody who's willing to do something like that. So every single day, I was literally just hopping on calls with people, connecting with others. Yo, can you help me train with this, train with that? And that's how I actually built a skill. And that's what I'm saying, as an athlete, you go to the gym every single day, you get up shots, you put up the repetitions, because, the more you do that, the easier the shots are going to go, and the more that it feels simpler to you. So it was literally like me going to the gym every single day and getting in the reps, in which I was used to. I know what it takes to be great. So that's exactly what I did. So I got on a really good offer, and at first I sucked. A lot of my calls weren't showing up, things like that. And I got very demotivated, obviously. I set 6 calls in one day. The next day, they didn't end up showing up. So it's you put in all that work just for them not to end up converting. And that's another thing, like I mentioned, using an athlete's mindset. Whenever you have something go wrong, you got to have short-term memory. You can't let that really affect you. and just move forward. Just forget about it and move on to the next day. So I had, 6 calls not show up, but I used that athlete mindset. I had a short-term memory, and I converted for the next day that I'm going to have an even better day. So then, obviously, as I started going, I set 4 calls, I set 5 calls, 6 calls. Then I started getting closes. And that's just being able to handle adversity to my advantage. And that's exactly how I started learning the skill of sales and setting, and my calls started converting. Then, for a couple months, I was doing that, still learning more about sales. And then eventually I transitioned into closing. Closing is a whole different level. It's like you really have to focus on the psychology and everything. And for most people, it's like people that want to play basketball, for example, they just think that they're going to get to varsity by going to the gym every single day and throwing up shots and, eventually going to end up on varsity. But no, you need a coach, you need a trainer. So I knew that I needed to invest into a mentor. I needed to get a mentor to actually teach me how to close. So that's exactly what I did. I was with the mentor, I was with the coach every single day, training on how to close, handling objections, even running mock calls with some of the teams. And in the beginning, I was getting calls and I wasn't closing them. And I was getting so discouraged because it's like this person setting me these calls, like I'm wasting their time. They think they're going to close and I'm just, wasting these leads. But at the end of the day, for anybody that's getting into high ticket sales space or closing, I hope you guys realize that that's going to be the process. You're going to have leads that don't close. And as long as you get the reps in, that's the most important part, like anything you do, reps. So I started getting better at closing, and like I mentioned, you're training with the trainer every single day as an athlete. You're going to get better. He's going to teach you what he learned and what he thought he should have done when he was younger. That's exactly what the mentor told me, teaching me things that he wished he should have done when he was, first learning and everything. And then that's when it kind of took off. I started getting really good at closing. I started closing 50,000, 60,000 within a couple weeks. And literally from there, within the past year, I literally closed over 7 figures within that year. That whole time I was learning the sales process. And there's people that barely close 7 figures within 5 years of doing sales. And the one thing that I can tell you from this video, guys, specifically is you don't have to be an athlete. You just have to have that mindset. But I know a lot of athletes have that mindset because they know what it takes to be great. So if this is something that you deal with and you know that, you have a desirable dream, a desirable goal that you want to live, and you have this mindset, but you want to do something and use it to your advantage, find a vehicle and try it out. Whether that's like trading, dropshipping, anything like that. Use that mindset to your advantage, because at the end of the day, you don't learn all these things as a kid in basketball and football. You don't learn all these things just to never use it again. That's why they teach you dedication, they teach you discipline, all those things. And that's how I use my athlete mindset to cash collect over 7 figures. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. If you guys have any other videos you guys want me to make, let me know. But I'll see you guys later on the next video.